What's up, my peeps? It's the turtle smashing, dragon punching, titan smashing, zombie blasting, race car drifting, multiplayer butt whipping, the collector of coins, rings, looms, rupees, and tanukis. I got food for self, emeralds for wealth, and med packs for health. I got the double jumps, turbo boost, time freezes, and invincibility. Leveled up all of my abilities. I run Vice City and made the Mushroom Kingdom better. And I am the first human Spectre. This is Mastermind, and welcome back. Today we're going to talk about Killer Instinct is back, and it has a new character in town by the name of Omen. Now, this is a free character, bonus character if you have the Ultra and the Combo Pack for Season 2. And this video is going to be a little different than the other Omen reveals that you're seeing on YouTube and on the internet. What I want to focus on is the actual character, not so much the moves and the different things. We already have a lot of discussion about that, a lot of controversy about that. I want to talk about the actual character and what this character represents to me. Now, those of you who know me know that I'm a huge horror fan. I love horror movies. My favorite movie, not just horror film, but my favorite movie of all time is The Exorcist. And that's what I want to talk about with Omen. There's a striking resemblance to the demon Pazuzu from The Exorcist. Now, of course, there are some differences. The differences are quite obvious. Notice the serpent penis that this demon has in the film. And just to even go beyond the film, this is an actual demon. This statue right here in Iraq actually existed before the film had ever come out. So that's what makes it really interesting. If you look throughout the world, there are actually statues scattered all over the world of this particular demon called Pazuzu. As you can see, there are quite a bit of similarities between the demon portrayed in The Exorcist, Pazuzu, that famous statue, and Omen, the new character in Killer Instinct. A lot of similarities if you look at the size of the hands and the claws, and of course the mask. Very similar indeed. Of course, there are wings on the character when the character flies up. So, also the theme of the character. The theme of the character, it was possessing Jago and has kind of taken on some of the traits of Shadow Jago. The whole idea that Shadow Jago is possessed, or Jago was possessed and that became Shadow Jago by this being, by this entity, really does have a lot of similarities to demonic possession and The Exorcist in particular. Also, the name of the character, Omen, also pays tribute to the 70s possession films. So, with all of that said, I'm curious to know what a lot of your thoughts are. If you're familiar with The Exorcist, familiar with horror films in general, or even if you're familiar with the demon Pazuzu and the statues and all of that stuff, I would definitely love to read some of your comments on that. Would be interesting. And that's my perspective as far as where they came up with this character and how this character was designed. And that's really the main focal point of this video. Now, as far as some of the gameplay elements, I'm not going to dive into that too much. You can check out the full video yourself. The character, as far as I think the controls, I think the character is pretty simple because they have a lot of quarter circle moves, but just all the variations, the different fireballs, the different type of attacks really are kind of a little complicated to just get into. I think the best way to analyze everything and to look at everything is to watch the entire Iron Galaxy stream. It's about an hour long. They do have a little bit of extra stuff that they did with Shadow Jago and Fulgore that they showed, and they do have their rather long intro, so it's probably about, really in actuality, about 35 to 40 minutes of Omen. And that's where they really break down everything. They talk about his 3 shadow meters that you see there on the bottom. They talk about all his different fireball variations, his instinct mode. They go into all of that, and it's quite impressive as far as gameplay is concerned. A lot of people are already screaming that the character is overpowered, and this is the part that I really want to talk about right now. Is this in particular move that you're seeing right here? It's a grab move. It uses up all of your shadow meter, and it pretty much gives you 100% potential damage, meaning that you see all of that in white there. Once you get hit with probably the next combo, you are done. Now obviously your meter starts to build back up to where it was if Omen isn't allowed to finish you off, but regardless of that fact, it's a rather devastating and very scary move to get hit with. Now as I understand it, it has like 25 startup frames or some crazy thing like that, and it uses up all your bars, so it's a really risky move to even attempt. But I think if you can do some block strings and trick somebody into doing it, I think it's something that's not going to be too hard. It's going to be similar to, I would say, to Thunder's command grab, his shadow command grab. If you're caught slipping or kind of just sitting around or just blocking a lot, you're going to get hit with it. I think what really makes this character super interesting are the different options available for anybody who's going to use Omen. Anywhere from all the different fireball, the random fireball attacks, to the shadow moves, the 3 shadow meters, and one of the shadow moves I didn't talk about is that one right there, where you can actually move out of the way. You're invincible for about a second. That's going to be quite a big deal. Another big deal with the character, obviously, going to be the block strings, the frame traps, so you can get in that throw. That's going to be a big part of what Omen's about. So it's going to be really interesting. I don't know how strong the character is going to be. We're not going to really know until we get our hands on the game. I think if the character, if Omen turns out to be broken or turns out to be way OP, way overpowered, I think they will nerf him. I mean, Iron Galaxy has a history. Even Double Helix had a history. They're gonna make sure that the game is quite balanced. So if there's anything too crazy, they're gonna nerf it. But I think it's gonna be fun just to see the pros and see how people react and some of the things that they start doing with this character. It's gonna be really interesting, and I can't wait for it. As far as a design choice, there are some people who think that the character looks kind of basic and doesn't really look fleshed out. They did say that not everything is complete, so we're going to see a lot more detail, I'm sure, once the character is released. And that brings me to my last point. There has not been a trailer available for the character, nor has there been an official release date. We're supposed to get Omen in January. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't know if it happens, if they're going to change them later on. But hopefully we'll know more about that soon. Just the fact that they didn't give us a release date and we're already starting to approach the middle of January kind of makes me believe that we might not see the character towards the end of the month, possibly early February. So we'll see how that pans out. But anyway, thank you for watching the video. I really do hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, of course. Mastermind out.